Hey everyone, Ben Lukes here. Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel again. In today's video, I want to talk about how to prepare for that face-to-face interview. In the last video, we discussed how to get a job interview for that dream job you always wanted. And in today's video, I hope we'll cover some tips to talk about how to make sure you can put your best foot forward when meeting with that potential organisation who could employ you. Now, the first point I want to emphasise today is three things: research, research, and research. Before going in for the job interview, research as much as you can about the company in question. Go onto their website, visit their social media channels, try to learn as much as you can about the business prior to meeting with their representatives. One of the great things to do as well is to learn a lot about the company history. Find out when the company was founded and what have been some of the key milestones for the business over the last few years. The key thing to remember is that you really got to go into an interview showing that you have done your homework. And I completely understand that some of the smaller organisations out there may not have as much information as some of the larger organisations as well, but do your very best. Try to gather as much information as possible on that company before meeting with them in person. Here's a bit of a challenge for you. If you are asked the very common interview question, "What do you know about our organisation?" could you provide a verbal answer that was so detailed that it could last for about 30 seconds to 1 minute? That's something to practice at home prior to the interview, because if you could pull that off without looking at any notes in the job interview, that's going to show the organisation that you have done your homework and you've done your research into the business. The second point I wanted to make today is to come prepared to your job interview with your very own interview questions. Usually when an interviewer asks if you have any questions about the job or the opportunity, it's a really great chance for you to again showcase what research you have done into the organisation. And when preparing for these interview questions, be sure to look beyond the job advertisement itself and try to think more broadly about what you want to know from the organisation. For example, you could ask questions such as, why is the organisation looking to fill this role? What is the organisational culture like at Company X? And where does this business see itself in 3 to 5 years from now? By having these great questions prepared in advance, you can really showcase your interest in the role and how prepared you are for the interview. And more importantly, asking these questions of the interviewer will also give you some great insights into the organisation that you're looking to work for. The next point I wanted to make is to take tangibles to your interview. And what I mean by that is by taking printed documents with you into the interview room, which you can place on the desk in front of you when you sit down for the interview. Now, some of the documents you should print off include the cover letter and resume for the job that you applied for, but also print off a copy of the job advertisement as well. A bit of a tip about the job advertisement. When you print it off, be sure to highlight some of the key points from the job advertisement as well. And if you do have multiple coloured highlighters available, try to pick a highlighter colour that actually aligns with the brand colours of the organisation that you're talking to. You may be surprised by how the little things are noticed by the people who really matter the most. By doing this, you actually show how well prepared you are for the interview. And again, it gives you some notes that you can refer to during the interview process as well if you need to. But if you really want to take it up a notch, which I always encourage you to do, come to the interview with a printed document or documents that you can actually hand over to the interviewers there in the room with you. For example, if you're applying for a marketing role, why not come up with a list of marketing ideas for the business on how they can improve their brand awareness in the marketplace? Alternatively, you may want to put together a PowerPoint presentation showing some of the key industry trends that are affecting the business that you have identified, and also discuss your ideas about what you can do to help the organisation respond to these trends within the marketplace. Another practical tip is that when you're printing off these documents that you intend to hand over to the interviewers, be sure to get them professionally printed in high gloss paper. Again, it's the little details that really count, so be sure to pay attention to that, and it will definitely help you make a very good impression in the job interview as well. The last point I want to make is that interviews should be enjoyable. And yes, I know this is serious business, and that the companies are really working hard to try and find the right person for this job. But in all honesty, have fun. Don't be afraid to let your passion come through in your job interview, because you should be really excited about the opportunity to meet with this company and meet with the company representatives to find out more about this role that really excites you. So be sure to be yourself. Because I'll tell you the truth, if an organisation is interviewing multiple people on a single day, I'm sure they're looking for ways to enjoy themselves too. So don't be afraid to smile, laugh and have fun, because it really should be an enjoyable process. And you should be really grateful as well that you have the opportunity to actually meet with that company today. Thank you so much for watching the video today. Please hit the subscribe button below if you'd like to see further content, and don't be afraid to leave a comment or question below.